everyone, my name is Yona Moriwari. I'm doing this persuasive speech for my business and communication speech. So today we're going to talk about tipping or gratuity, which is meaning the same thing in the United States and the original United States. So I'm going to start with the first source from the book of called Gratuity, with the authors Seltzer, Richard, Ox, Halona, and Leanne. And like you see, my guests are my co-workers, Anna and Anthony. Thank you for the participation. So I'm going to start talking about what's tipping, right? What tips means. So tips means to improper prompt service, right? So tipping in Russian is almost universal. All right, so the federal law in the United States requires a wage of at least $2.13 per hour to be paid to employees that receive at least $30 a month on tips, all right? And another source says the Department of Labor in the United States says the minimum wages for tip employees, especially in Texas, is $2.13 per hour, related in 1st January of 2019. All right, so we're going to start with some stories based on real stories from former servers in this book. So the next story says that after an 8-hour shift, like average shift of working on a restaurant server, at the end of the shift, it has to tip out, right? Tip out the bartender, the boss boy. So it's like percentage, different restaurants have different systems. So, like she said, if I don't get good tips, I get screwed. So I should tip out for my tips, right? Like at the end of the shift. So another story says, the Scott story says, the rich people and poor people only go out so they don't have to cook. Sometimes it says, sometimes I don't get a good tip, and sometimes I don't do a good job, and I still get a good tip. And other times I really hustle, and the tip is lousy, right? And also I categorize the restaurants. So there are 3 types of restaurants, like restaurants restaurant chains, like IHOP, TJ Fridays, family eateries, like family-run business, and upscale dining, which the plates are minimum $20 and upward. All right, another source says www.daveramsey.com says tipping in restaurants. When you go out to eat at a restaurant, because you should leave a minimum 15%, preferably 20%. That's like the standard in this country, like between 15 and 20%. But the issue is that not everybody knows how to leave a tip, or they don't know, they're not knowledge that they have to leave a tip. So remember, most servers make around $2 per hour, right? So they're counting on those tips to make ends meet. So, you know what I mean? Let's be generous. Like everybody works here at the server, we're based on our income on the tips, right? Or another source is the WPBS-RG, so it's an organization. Why to tip your server? Well, tipping is not usually mandatory. It is prevailing practice to leave a tip after pretty much every restaurant in the United States. All right. Because of the fact expecting the customer, because the federal law expects that every customer to tip 15%, which is not going to happen. Not every customer tips. So we have to take care of from our checks those taxes, right? And another source says the family education. A tip is the money given as an additional payment for service. It's called also gratuity. And it's not mandatory. Like, for example, parents that are teaching their kids, they're educating them. Like, tips are not mandatory, especially like when servers think like, oh, the kids they're not gonna leave a tip, so they don't give a good service. But also, it's important, like, you should know that you shouldn't tip in case he doesn't receive a good service, right? So tipping is like part of the way things. It's like it's also good manners, It's like you gotta wash your hands before you go eat, right? So it's the same also with tipping. The effect of table camping. Okay, and this is the last point. We expecting people to stay on like a fast-paced restaurant like 45 minutes, right? If they stay too long, they're gonna be like camping, So we need to run out flipping the table so we can generate some money, right? And another thing is Mexican food, especially, is on the top 3 in the United States, and Americans love Mexican food. So in the end, I'll make my conclusion. I just wanted to educate everybody to know how to leave a tip, and where to live and how much. So it's easy. It's like mathematics. You just can do like out of $100, $20 or $15, and So you can do it by your mind, you can do it on your own. Alright, thank you very much. My name is Yanawar and thank you for participating.
Awesome. Yeah.